5, 4, 3, 2.
I know you see, somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Live life, breathe air. I know somehow we're gonna get there and feel so wonderful. It's all for real. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. And the time to see the brighter side of every situation. Some things are meant to be, so give me your best and leave the rest to me. Leave it all to me. Leave it all to me. Just leave it all to me.
Welcome back, AHS. I'm Joseph Iescas.
And I'm Ismael Marino.
And this is
The Res.
Cars are so great, bruh.
Yes, I agree. I like it when they go beep, beep, vroom.
So do I. Did you know the first car was made all the way back in 1885?
Whoa, that's a long time. I can't imagine what today would be like without cars.
Neither can I. I also can't imagine what it would be like without sports. That reminds me, Angie, how are our Indian athletes doing?
Let's find out on this week's Res Sports.
He may be the greatest athlete of all time.
Alvarado with a nice win!
There is mustard on the lettuce.
Last Friday, football had a game against Van. Let's see some highlights of that.
It's been a long time, waiting forever. Even though it is so dark, I'll never surrender. When I think of the fame and I think of the gain, I'ma play the same game that I've always played. It's a roll of the dice, and when I think twice, I shouldn't have let you in. Living in a nightmare and I can't seem to get away. Living in a nightmare that you create to kill the pain. Still living in a nightmare you made. Still living in a nightmare you made. I saw it coming, always knew it would. You'll have to hold on till you close your eyes for good. When I think of the fame and I think of the gain, I'ma play the same game that I've always played. It's a roll of the dice, and when I think twice, I shouldn't have let you in. Can't seem to get away. Living in a nightmare.
Sadly, they lost 34-14. Volleyball had a game against Gatesville on Friday, so let's see some highlights of that.
Still living in the nightmare you made. Still living in the nightmare you made.
Sadly, they lost 3-2. But cross country had a meet on Saturday, so let's see some highlights of that.
Never saw it coming. Never saw it coming. Never saw it coming. Living in a nightmare and I can't seem to get away. Living in a nightmare that you create to kill the pain.
Cross country came in 20th place as a team. Volleyball had a game on Tuesday against DeSoto, so let's show you some of those highlights.
Nightmare that you create to kill. Living in a nightmare. When I think of the fame and I think of the gain, I'ma play the same game that I've always played. It's a roll of the dice, and when I think twice, I shouldn't have let. Living in a nightmare and I can't seem to get away.
Sadly, they lost 3-0. Football has a game against Decatur tomorrow, and so does volleyball, but against Maypearl. Saturday, cross country has a meet in Southlake. Be sure to come out and support your Indian athletes, and now it's time for this week's Real Students with Spirit.
The Res presents Real Students with Spirits. Real students with spirit.
Today we salute you who bleed purple and live gold.
Dripping purple pride through their pores.
Proclaiming to all, fear the spear. Go fight, win.
Go big,
Here are the faces from our Indian nation.
Look at those excited people.
Because we are Alvarado.
Indians forever. That's all for this week's Res Sports. Back to you guys.
Recently, my friend's car completely shut down.
Yeah, too bad it cost so much money to replace it.
Yeah, but it makes sense that it would cost so much money with the engine and all that other stuff.
If only we could interview the inventor of cars and ask for him to cut us a deal.
Who are we interviewing this week?
Speaking of interviewing, it's time for this week's Indian interview time.
They were singing, my, it's Indian interview time, where we interview some Indians and have a good time. So sit back and watch this interview time, 'cause it's Indian interview time, Indian interview time.
Welcome back, AHS, to Indian Interview Time. I'm here with,
I'm a car.
and this week I'll be asking him about what it's like to be a car. So, what's it like to be a car?
Being a car is absolutely terrible. People have to sit inside of you and then you have to run all day long. Sometimes for 8 hours, 14 hours, 13 hours, 17 hours, 19 hours, who knows how long. And you just go and go and go. And they expect you to be able to do this. It's ridiculous and I hate being a car.
Wow, that seems nice. I sure wish I could be a car. So, what do you like to eat?
There isn't anything to eat besides gas. They just shove you full of gas. And it's not like you get to choose what you want. Like, today I want to go to, I want to go to the Shell today. No, whoever's driving you chooses where you eat. They're like, oh, we're going to the QT again. You know why? Because it's the cheap gas. We got to taste that terrible, terrible gas. But, it's whatever. I don't even get to choose what I want to eat.
Well, those were some weird answers. Where would you like to visit the most?
Honestly, if I could go anywhere, I'd visit the bottom of the ocean because then I wouldn't have to move anymore.
Dang, I wish I could go there too. So, where do you go to the bathroom at?
Well, typically cars don't go to the bathroom. We just tend to fall apart, break down. But I guess the bathroom would come out of the exhaust where, we destroy the environment with CO2, like those clouds and stuff that we create. Yeah, that's me. That's my waste.
So, where were you manufactured?
I was made in China where everything comes from. You think America built me? Pfft, America doesn't even have the brain power to build one of me, okay? They don't have the brain power to build anything, all right? This is what I am and this is where I came from. China!
So, what does your beeper sound like?
My beeper? Oh, you mean my horn? You can't even call a horn correct? Okay, whatever. It sounds like this. I could go on for as long as I possibly want, but I don't want to make your ears bleed anymore. But here's another test just in case you couldn't get it. That is my beeper.
Well, that's all for this week's Indian Interview Time. See you next week, AHS.
Some people build cars as a hobby?
Oh boy, do I know all about that.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, anyway, built cars can be absolutely amazing. Some people might even say beautiful.
Or you could say a masterpiece. Vroom vroom. Wow, it's already time for this week's Masterpiece Theater.
Zach zoom zoom zoom, where Zach describes zooming in his zoom zoom. Now here's Zach.
Hey HS, my name's Zach Rapatoshik, and I'm here to talk to you guys because I own a car, kind of. So basically what it's like owning a car is basically you can go where you want pretty much most of the time, unless your parents say otherwise, which doesn't really happen a lot because I'm a good kid. Driving around town is normally fun, except when there's a lot of traffic because then you just sit there and wait and wait and wait. Kind of like when you need Neary to do something for you, but he doesn't. Okay, so after that, highways are fun because you get to go real fast. And unless you're going way too fast, the cops don't pull you over. I don't like getting pulled over. I haven't actually gotten pulled over yet, but I imagine it's not very fun. But back roads, those country roads that take you home, man, those are great.
Country roads, take me home to the place I
So you just go, there's like nobody ever on those things. It's amazing unless you get behind a tractor, because those things are slow. And you go slow, because a lot of times it's really windy and twisty and there's no way to pass, because it's just like, oh, yeah, now I'm stuck behind this tractor for 3 miles. Woohoo, I love going 20 on a 60. It's amazing. I drive a Toyota Camry. It's really nice and stuff, it gets good gas mileage, it's a smooth ride, but like there's some electrical issues, but that's not really a big deal, because it gets me where I need to go. I really like the car. It's honestly sometimes feels like an extension of myself, especially when I'm angry. The car doesn't do anything right. It's nice. Not really. Well, I guess that's about all the time I have this week, AHS. Hope you guys had fun. I guess I'll see you guys next week.
Now this has been Zach Zoom Zoom Zoom. Come back next time and Zach will zoom in his Zoom Zoom.
There's been many famous cars throughout history, like the Herbie 1963 Volkswagen Beetle or the Ecto-1, which is a 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor ambulance.
Bruh, that sure was a mouthful, but I'm rather disappointed.
Why might that be?
Bruh, you left out the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Oh, how could I forget?
You are banned from cars.
No! How will I read about my super beep beep cars in books now?
Well, anyway, it's time to wig out for reading.
Hello, Alvarado High School. My name is Hudson, and I'll be reading Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. I am Sam. I am Sam. Sam I am. That Sam I am. That Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. This has been Hudson happily helping with reading. See y'all next time.
Life is a highway.
What are you doing?
Bruh, I'm singing the hit song Life is a Highway that was included in the 2006 movie Cars.
If the cars can speak, do you think normal car sounds would exist in their universe?
Good question. Oh yeah, speaking of asking questions, hey Rihanna, didn't you ask this week's A-Walking questions?
Yorp. This week, I went around asking you to do your best car impressions. These are the sounds you guys produced.
Do your best car impression.
Ka-chow. Nitro.
Broom broom.
Vroom. They said vroom. Vroom. Vroom vroom. Hello, I am a car.
Wow, those are great. Zoom zoom. Now back to you guys.
Wow, all this car talk makes me want to go for a drive.
You can drive?
Nope, but Kenzie surely can in her brand new super cool car.
Why don't we find out all about it? It's time in which we highlight the skilled,
the funny,
the silly,
and the talented
shenanigans.
Stampede, a stampede of 100,000 Mustangs. Ford Mustangs. In less than 4 months, the Ford Mustang has become the most talked about, most exciting, and fastest selling new car in over 20 years. Seems like just about everyone wants one, and with good reason. It's a practical car, no matter what your age. It's a sports car. See your Ford dealer, sit in a Mustang, drive one, see why 100,000 Mustang owners are part of the stampede to Ford.
Welcome back, AHS. I'm Mackenzie Britton. This is my 65 Mustang that my wonderful grandpa decided to restore. My grandpa built this car from the body of an old 65 red Mustang that he had just sitting in his backyard. Whenever I was born, my grandpa always told me that he was going to buy me a Corvette. This isn't a Corvette, but it's definitely a lot better than a Corvette, in my opinion. Whenever I was around maybe 14, my grandpa was like, I still got like 3 years, and I was like, no, I'm gonna be 16 in 2 years. And that's when he kind of freaked out a little bit and was like, well, I have that old Mustang, might as well turn that into my granddaughter's car. Whenever you're driving this car, you definitely have to pay a lot more attention. I mean, you should pay attention anyway, but just in general, because this car definitely takes a lot of attention. So with old cars, when it comes to driving them, you have to continuously feed it fuel, because in modern cars you don't have to do that. Whenever you start the car, it automatically starts feeding it a bunch of gas, but for a 65, it can't do that. You can't do that, so you have to continuously press the gas in order for it to be able to keep running. And if you don't do that, then as you're, like, whenever you're stopped, usually that's what I do. Whenever I'm stopped for a long time, every once in a while I'll pump the gas and just make sure that it's still, that the motor's still doing that thing. If I don't do that and I turn, then my car's gonna die, and that's not very fun, because then you have to pull over, restart the whole car. So starting off, we have the air cleaner, which sucks all the air into the motor. Next we have the alternator, which charges the battery, and the battery's right there. Then we have the radiator. Right next to the radiator is the overflow for the radiator. My radiator is actually too small for my car. I have an 8-cylinder engine, but the radiator is only 6 cylinders, so we have to get a bigger one. Right in the middle is the distributor. The way that you can tell that it's an 8-cylinder is by counting on the wires that are plugged into the distributor. Power steering used to actually be an add-on in the mid-60s. Power steering costed about $800 to add into your car. They didn't become a standard in all cars until the early 70s. Right here is the AC. My grandpa is an amazing mechanic. I think he can build anything. And I'm very thankful for this blessing that I've been given.
Now it's time for a word from our sponsors, Tribal Tees.
For all your shirts,
hoodies,
senior pictures,
and graphic design needs, come join the tribe.
And now another word from our sponsor, Classic Chevrolet and Buick GMC of Cleburne.
Dad, I think she wants us to follow her. Classic Zoe.
Classic Chevrolet Buick GMC of Cleburne. Relax and enjoy the difference. Zoe can show you the way.
That's all for this week, HS. Keep that purple pride alive. And until next time, I'm Joseph Villescas.
And I'm Ismael Marino.
And this has been The Rez.
That's not taking your shirt off. Oh, it's supposed to be in teleprompter. Easy. Copy and paste. Ryan.
No.
What me? How's
that? Via.
Yes.
Angelina! No, he keeps the truck!
It's supposed to be
Give
set
it.
there.
Then where's the... I didn't even notice I
You
had
get
that
to play
in my
with this
hand.
one, and you get to
Put
play
it in
with these girls.
the white one. I'd drive that if I was a street racer like in Tokyo.
What was that glass?
I don't know. I'm trying to have fun.
What is it? Name it. What did you name it?
What's he gonna do?
Script.
I don't. You guys name it.
Hey, a truck is not a.
Is that it? Keep filming right now. From that angle? I know I'm short, but my God, like, lift it up there. Good Lord. All right, can you hear me? Yeah? What are we doing? Vroom, vroom.
We're almost done. Don't compare me to Ryan ever again.
What?
Shenanigans.
Oh, come
join the tribe. We do.
I am a car. Hello, I am a car.
Really?
It was like Oh, that's cool.
He didn't ask a question.
Okay, that's gonna be.